Hey everyone, and welcome back. I'm Rick Fussell, and this is the Ingrain Workshop. Currently we have a heat wave running across the southern United States and in other countries around the globe. So in today's video, I thought I would show you a DIY way to combat the current heat wave and potentially save you $200 to $500 in an AC service call. That's coming up next here at the Ingrain Workshop. The number one reason for AC service calls can be contributed to condensation. So most systems are split systems. You have a condensing unit that's located outside of the house, which has a compressor and coil, and then you have an interior air handling unit, which has a fan, motor, a blower, and then an AC coil inside the air handler. And what the blower does is it blows warm air across the cold coils, and then cold air comes out the other side, and that's what cools your house. But in the process of doing that, the humidity that's in the air is condensed and causes condensation or water. This water is collected in a pan underneath your air handling unit. In this pan, there is a float switch, just like the float switch that you would typically find in your toilet, where when you flush the water in your toilet, the water leaves the tank and the float causes the water valve to turn on. The water fills back up in your toilet tank, and then once it reaches a certain level, the float shuts off the water valve. Similarly, with an air conditioning system, when the condensation starts to back up inside your condensate drain pan, there's a float, and that float will rise. And once the pan is full, but hasn't overflowed yet, that float will shut the AC unit off. And that's the primary cause of a lot of AC calls across the country. So right now we're gonna go inside my house and clean out my condensate line. Now, most units, the air handlers are either installed in a closet somewhere, they could be up in the attic, or they could be in the garage or basement, depending on whether you live in the north or the south. My particular unit is inside my garage, which I converted into a laundry room and office, but it's still inside the house, but it's not in the attic, but it is located in the ceiling, and my drain pan is visible. So we're gonna take and clean out the drain pan and clean out the condensing line, and I'm gonna show you how to do that next. Okay, so we're inside my laundry room, and as you can see up here, the ceiling is open and my air handler is installed in the ceiling, and you can see that it's installed horizontally. I think if your air handler is in a closet, it's probably going to be installed vertically, but in any instance, it's a similar process, whether it's in a closet, in an attic, or in an open ceiling like it is here. So you can see the metal pan along the bottom that's being held up by the unistrut. That is the condensation pan. And on the right-hand side of the unit, you'll see the PVC pipe where the condensation comes off the coil. So let me give you a closer look at that. So this is the condensation line leaving the AC unit. And you can see that there's a T here with a service cap on top of it. So what you have to do is remove that cap, and that will give you access to the condensation line, which is what we're going to flush out. But what happens is, and as you can see, my drain pan for the most part is dry. But if this drain pan were to start filling up with water, right here where you see this wire, this is a float switch that's installed in the drain pan. So as the water rises in the drain pan, the float will shut the unit off. And you can see the yellow wire that goes up to the relay inside the air handler, and then that shuts the air handler off. So even if your thermostat is calling for air, you're not going to get any air. It's going to shut the system down. This is just an emergency shutoff to keep your condensation pan from overflowing and potentially ruining your residence. So here at the corner of the air handler, you see the condensation line, which has the service cap on it, the T in the service cap. Again, that's what we're going to be flushing out, but you'll see there's another line here which just 90s and just empties right into the pan. So once this line backs up, the water will then start flowing into the pan and filling up the pan. And then when the pan fills up, the float will shut the unit off. And that's how the emergency switch works. And again, this is just like a light switch. It just turns the unit off in the event of an emergency, or in the event that the condensate pan fills up with water. So today we're going to take and flush out our condensate line, and we're going to flush out the system right here at the service cap. So the first thing you want to do is just remove the service cap, and that will give you access to the condensate line. So there are a couple of ways you can do this. You can use compressed air, which is the method that I'm going to use, or you could just use your garden hose with a shut-off nozzle on it. And what I've done is I've taken just a piece of drip pipe. This is irrigation drip pipe that you can pick up at any box store, and it is somewhat flexible. So what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to slide this inside our condensate pipe. And again, the direction needs to be toward the drainage and not toward the air handler unit. Because the way these systems are designed, they're designed to gravity flow. So the condensation just gravity flows out of the air handler to the outside of your house. So you want to make sure that you're pointing toward the direction of the water flow, because you don't want to blow any water back up into your air handler. You want to be blowing it away. So again, there are two methods to do this. I'm going to be using a pancake air compressor and compressed air, but you could very well do it with a garden hose with just a nozzle. So as you can see here, I've now got my irrigation flex pipe inserted into the cap, and it's pointing in this direction, which is the direction that the condensate gravity flows. That direction is the air handling unit itself. So now I have two options. I can blow it out with compressed air, or I can blow it out with just water using a garden hose. And I'm going to do both here just to show you. So here I'm just going to take the compressed air and blow it, and that's going to push all the water to the exterior of the building and wash it out and take all the grime and bacteria and stuff with it. And just like with the compressed air, I can take my hose here with the hose set to the jet setting, and then shoot water back through the condensate line, and again flushing out all the bacteria, mold, and just all the gook. Now that I'm done, I'm going to remove the irrigation pipe and then reinstall the cap. And then that's it. We should be good until next summer. Let's get a better shot of the geyser of gunk. So you can see here at the exterior how clean it is now, and the water coming out. The air conditioning is running, and you can see how much condensation that it's producing. And then this is all the gunk that we washed out of our condensation line. So again, this could potentially save you anywhere from $200 to $500, and it will avoid an AC service call. I know typically if something happens to my unit, it's usually going to happen on the weekend or on a holiday. So hopefully this video will help you out and help you save money, and also help you maintain your air conditioning system. So as you can see, that's fresh, clean water. Now you can also add bleach or vinegar to your condensation line, and that will help keep it cleaned out. I would probably recommend vinegar. Bleach is a corrosive, and if you install it and it goes or gets close to your coals, it could have an adverse effect on your coals. It could start corroding your AC coil. So if you do add bleach, just make sure you add it to the drain side of the condensation line. You don't add it inside the unit. You don't want the bleach anywhere near the unit. That's why I would just avoid using bleach altogether and use vinegar. But as you can see, the condensation line is cleaned out and we're ready to go until next summer. Well, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope this video helps you out. I hope it saves you money in a potential avoided AC service call. And we know that those service calls can range from $200 to $500 depending on whether or not they're coming out during weekdays 9 to 5 or on the weekends, or God forbid even on the holidays, where it could be around $500 for an AC service call. So if this video helps you out, then please leave it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, then I invite you to subscribe to the channel. It's free and painless, and I would ask that you click on that bell icon. That way you'll be notified of all our upcoming videos. To all my existing subscribers, I really appreciate all the support you've given this channel. I'm Rick with the Ingrain Workshop. We'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.